Hey, back down to the Thumpstar workshop again. This part's information videos on clutch levers, brake levers. We're going to be showing you the differences between each lever and which ones we recommend for what purposes. So first off, we're going to start off with your foldable lever. As you can see, looks good. You know, foldable, supposed to be unbreakable, sounds good, but in reality they're not that good. We don't recommend them, and they're no longer used on Thumpstars anymore. The problem is, you know, you get some mates playing around with your levers, bending them back and forth, and what happens is the spring kind of loses its tensions and then can pop out, and then your levers all flopping around, and which is no good. Also, when you actually crash, because it's made of like a cast metal, it's quite breakable, so they break easily than the normal levers. So we don't recommend these foldable ones unless you just want something cheap as a bit of a gimmick or fun. Then yeah, they're alright, but if you want something that's going to last a distance, then we don't recommend them at all. Next one is your most common lever. This is just a standard one, and it's a good solid lever. We sell heaps of them, and even our Thumpstars, like our TSX models, run this style lever. So we're going to show you the Thumpstar lever. So as you can see here, this is the most basic lever you can get, but it's a good solid lever. It's reliable. That's what Thumpstar likes, is just a reliable, affordable product which lasts a distance. But this is the way we're going to show you here. We actually make your lever last a lot longer than one of those foldable ones that's set up wrong. So first thing is, you mount the kill switch hard up against your grip, as you can see there. And then what this does is you can actually get your thumb on the kill switch a lot easy. And what you can do then is put your lever on the outside, which then gives a bit of a gap. So if your bike tips over, it hits your handlebar first rather than your lever. So for example, you have one of these foldable levers on hanging way out here. Your bike falls over, the first thing it's going to hit is the lever, which just snaps it off, especially when it's this cheap material. The next trick of this is to loosen off the bolts that's holding your lever on there. So what this will do is, when the bike falls over, it actually hits, your lever moves up. You don't want to have them like super loose where the bolts are about to fall off and everything's going to fall to bits. Just loosened off a bit. And another trick for this is getting some CRC or WD-40 and spraying that inside there, or even some grease if you've got some, and then tightening it back up and just giving it a test. As long as you know you can move it like that and the bolts are still tight, then you've got it set up right. So this is an old motocross trick from back in the day, and yeah, it works great, and we'll get the most out of your levers and hopefully see a few crashes without have to spend much money on it. Next thing we're going to show you is the more expensive foldable levers. These ones are good. You can ping them back all day long, and you're not going to have a problem. The springs seem to last a distance. Also, if you do crash, they do, bend up rather than them breaking off. It's made of a CNC aluminium, so it's a good strong lever. But the thing is with these, they're worth 4 times as much as your standard ones. They look cool, but for the money, not really sure if it's worth it. And here's a real top of the line one. This is a real cool lever. It's super heavy duty, and yeah, that's gonna definitely last the distance. So we'll give you some measurements on these levers. So just your standard one that all the Thumpstars have. The total length there, you can see it, is 17 centimeters. The height is about 8 centimeters, and yeah, the width is 5 centimeters. And the thing to note, this is all these holes here are exactly the same. It's a 7/8 hole, which is all the off-road motorbikes are 7/8 size. So this will fit any off-road motorbike. You can use this lever on. The thing to note though, with the brake levers, this is a brake lever here. These aren't as generic as the clutch levers. So the thing is, with these, they actually have a wee tab, and this is actually based off an old XR250. Have the same design, and for some reason all the pit bikes and mini bikes have these wee bits on the end here. So that's one thing to note. You got to make sure you get the right lever. So if you just go buy a generic lever from the motorbike shop, it doesn't have this tab, this tab here, what will happen is your lever will just flop around, which is no good. So you've really got to make sure that they have these tabs on the end. And if you do go to a motorbike shop and you're desperate for a lever, you can't get a proper pit bike or Thumpstar one, you can just ask for an XR250 one, but just make sure it has that tab on the end of it. So if you come back up here to this Thumpstar, we'll just show you exactly what we're talking about. We're going to come over to the brake lever there, and if we just look in there, and you can see the tab. So a lot of levers won't have that tab, and yeah, the whole lever will flip around if you don't get the right one. So just make sure you buy the right pit bike lever or mini bike lever. And we'll give you a couple more measurements. The next ones we'll do the brake lever. So the length of this one is about 15 centimeters. The height's quite hard to really judge, but I mean it's about 4 centimeters there. We'll show you where this hole as well, where your bolt goes through. So this hole on this one here is 11 millimeters, and the one on just a standard Thumpstar one, it's a little bit less. It's about 8 millimeters. So that's another thing to be aware of. I mean, you can use the bolt for that, but this one might flop around a bit. And then we'll show you this on the cheaper foldable one. There's also the same as the Thumpstar one. It's about 8 millimeters there. So yeah, there's just a few things to be aware of.